A young man is killed by his abusive father, which makes him reincarnate into another world as a tool of sadistic woman with a mission of exterminating demons. Hello, my name is Ivan Nashkavir, and this is my review of Isekai Goumon Hime. Isekai Goumon Hime is an adaptation of a first one of a series of light novels written by Keiichi Sato. It was published in Comic Walker magazine between May 21, 2017 and August 21, 2018. The art was made by Hina Yamamoto. Starts with a young man being strangled to death by his own father. He dies, but is summoned by a mysterious woman calling herself Elizabeth Bathory. She tells them that she is to find and kill 14 ranked demons by the church and be burned at the stake for the atrocities she committed. So the young man joins Elizabeth in her quest as a butler, and she destroys more and more demons with her vast array of torture implements summoned by her magic. This is really good premise as we see some extremely gory deaths, which is the main draw of the manga. Keita Sena. The protagonist and honestly he is kind of a cool character. He has this steadfast attitude towards everything he comes across. Also he is quite intelligent and that perceptive, being able to deduce who is a demon conductor and what are their plans a couple of times. Elizabeth Lefanu, the title character, and she's awesome. She has this justified pride together with her something that makes her a joy to watch. Plus she is fully in the know about her past atrocities, make her practically irredeemable, and when the demon makes her an offer to save her from her execution, she rejects his proposition. Also, she has a tragic past of being forced into her top children lifestyle by her uncle's machinations, but the manga does not make it look like she's completely blameless. Hina, an automaton activated by Kaito who imprinted on him as a lover. Unfortunately, she is the weakest character, with not a lot to be said about her beyond her being quite cute. Vlad Lefanu, Elizabeth's uncle and adoptive father, contacted with the Emperor Dem. He is this polite but slightly bombastic, affably evil kind of guy, and he's quite fun. The art is pretty good. The characters are really expressive, and the fights are really dynamic with really good flow. The screen composition is also decent. Spoiler warning: I'm about to spoil the ending. Go to the timestamp on the screen right now. You done? Good. You won't be spoiled. So, Demon, contacted by a member of church, first imprisoned Vlad and the Emperor, a large wolf-like demon. Since she was present at his release, Elizabeth is in trouble, and she must immediately find Vlad and the Emperor and either kill them or capture them. And she has 7 days before restraint put on them by the church will stop working. So Elizabeth, Hina, and Kaito use a teleporter to go to Elizabeth's hometown, which is filled with nothing but corpses of people that Elizabeth has killed. Suddenly, these characters are revived as net minions of a mysterious woman who is revealed to be Elizabeth's former governess, Marianne. She blames herself on how Elizabeth has turned out, and while Elizabeth says that she will allow her to live, but Marianne insists on trying to kill Elizabeth, and she summons a zombie version of a night demon. Well, not just one, but multiple zombie knights, and a fight starts. Elizabeth wins the fight and bites Marianne in chains. She starts hesitating before killing Mariana when Kaito and Hina are met by twin beings who present him with a baby version of Earl Demon. He tries to kill the baby but realizes that this will make him the same as his father. He stops so the twins kill the child. Twins that say that Marianne can be used to mass produce Earl if she is not killed by Elizabeth. With the choice of Marianne being touched by Elizabeth or being forced to mass produce Earl until she dies, Kaito grabs the sword and kills Marianne. Then the twins say that he has passed and he is summoned by Vlad, leaving Elizabeth to deal with Emperor. Then, in a dining scene, he reveals that he can only be killed by someone like Elizabeth, and if he dies, so does the Emperor. He then offers Kaito an offer to become his new protege, like Elizabeth was before, and while Kaito initially refuses, but he accepts when offered his father as a plaything. He then goes to see Hina and Elizabeth one last time. He goes to meet Hina, and we cut to Elizabeth being all battered, and we are back to Kaito and Vlad when they bring similarly battered Hina. Kaito and Hina tearfully say goodbyes. We moved on to Vlad summoning Kaito's father. However, after thinking about it during this morning, Kaito declares that his father is not working. As that instead says to Kaito's father that to kill him so he will have a second chance at life. And the father starts chasing Kaito. However, when he catches up with him, Hina appears and besets the father. This pisses off Vlad, who gravely injures Kaito, casting a teleportation cycle on him to activate. And after a flashback to Elizabeth's past, she is summoned and uses her magic to kill Vlad. Then we have an epilogue in which Kaito says to Elizabeth that before she descends to Hades, he will accompany her for as much as possible, and that makes her happy. And the story ends with Hina and him eating pudding that he made. The story is really good. It is better than some Isekai, as instead of some other Otaku loser, pre-incarnation Kaito was a victim of severe abuse, and similar to Mushoku Tensei, his pre-incarnation life affects the current one. Also, the manga has an awesome style with his Gothic Splatterpunk sensibilities. Well done. Now I want to read the light novels.